NFL player is in critical condition after a shooting. And some grocery stores are seeing a sharp rise in sales thanks to the full restoration of SNAP benefits.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Tuesday, November 18th. The time is now 6 o'clock on the dot, and let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmel for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, what can we expect this afternoon weather-wise?
Well, we're already starting to see some of that rain now, but that rain will be evolving into storm chances later this afternoon and evening, something to keep your mind on. So here's a look at what we're seeing currently on the radar. I'll go ahead and pause that right now so you can see where the active rain is. Some scattered showers for more of our southern counties, more widespread showers as you're traveling more towards the north. And as you zoom out, you'll notice how much rain is on the way as we'll continue to go through the next several hours. Again, storm chances are in the forecast this afternoon and evening. In terms of temperatures, though, we're sitting in a mixture of the 30s and 40s. It's a cold start to your day, so bundle up. Don't forget, though, you might need that umbrella because it's going to be a rainy day ahead, especially this afternoon. In terms of high temperatures, though, expect the mid-60s for our southern counties and for our northern counties, which will see rain almost all day long. A little bit chillier in the mid-50s. Neely.
Megan, thank you. One NFL player is in critical condition after a shooting. New York Jets defensive back Chris Boyd was taken to a hospital after police say a bullet struck him in the abdomen. The shooting happened around 2 a.m. Sunday morning at a restaurant near the Manhattan area of New York City. Members with the Jets say they are aware of the situation and are not commenting at this time. Hundreds of immigration agents descended on Charlotte, North Carolina this weekend, pulling people from shopping centers and moving in on a landscaping crew putting up Christmas lights. It's all part of the government's latest immigration enforcement action called Operation Charlotte's Web. Data shows violent crime in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area is down 20% compared to last year. The House is expected to vote today on a measure to force the release of the Epstein files. It comes after President Trump changed course and publicly urged Republicans to support the effort. Bradley Blackburn has more on what could happen next.
I think it'll be a large vote down.
In Washington, the House is expected to vote today on the Epstein Files Transparency Act, and it's expected to have at least the two-thirds majority needed to pass.
I think the public has the right to know.
This isn't about President Trump. I mean, this is about women who are seeking justice and finally getting it.
A bipartisan group was already pushing toward this vote when President Trump Sunday changed his position and said he now supports releasing the files, though he still says the Epstein issue is a hoax.
It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them, and it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax.
Questions about the president's ties with Epstein were renewed last week after the release of emails from the late convicted sex trafficker and one-time Trump friend. The president has said they had a falling out more than a decade ago, and he had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes. If the measure passes, it would go to the Senate, where the majority leader hasn't yet promised to take it up. Monday night, the words "release the files now" were projected onto the Justice Department, and some lawmakers are concerned that the president's push for new investigations into the Epstein case could limit what's released.
They may be trying to use those investigations as a predicate for not releasing the files.
Some survivors of Epstein's abuse are expected to speak outside the Capitol Tuesday morning ahead of the House vote. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Among the most outspoken Republican lawmakers in favor of releasing the files is Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says she's received threats since coming out in favor of releasing the files. Millions in California are bracing for another round of severe weather after weekend storms left a wet and muddy mess. Heavy rains flooded roads and triggered mudslides up and down the state. Dozens in Southern California had to be rescued from the rising water. The weather is blamed for at least 6 deaths statewide. Authorities are warning people to stay off the roads, but if they must travel, to be extra careful.
Bad. It gets really bad. This whole street completely blocked with mud. A car turned sideways from the mud, blocking it.
For Los Angeles, downpours like this haven't been seen in decades. It's the wettest November in 40 years, and the month is only half over. In East Tennessee, wildfires are causing some concerns. The National Weather Service says it's because of low humidity and gusty winds. Crews have been fighting several active wildfires, including Claiborne County. Officials to strongly recommend you avoid burning leaves or other materials right now. The EPA is rolling back a major Biden-era water regulation, a move that shifts more authority to state and landowners. The agency announced a new proposal Monday to revise the Waters of the United States rule, also known as WOTUS. The change more clearly defines which waterways are federally regulated and which fall under state control. The rule has been in place since the Nixon administration to protect wetlands, streams, and navigable waters.
We're adding a new exclusion for groundwater and revising exclusions for certain ditches, prior converted cropland, and waste treatment systems.
What's at risk here is the drinking water for millions of people, wetlands that protect millions of people from flooding.
The EPA says the revisions will give landowners more certainty, while opponents warn it could weaken water protections. A 45-day public comment period is now open. Grocery stores in West Virginia say they are seeing a sharp rise in sales thanks to the full restoration of SNAP benefits. The food fair in West Hamlin saw a 30% increase in sales. This is after some stores say they saw sales drop from 20 to 30% prior to the SNAP funding issues. Scott Wamsley and Jeremy Wright own 4 grocery stores in the state, and they say they can already see a difference in their employees and their customers.
And from a morale standpoint, we could sense the excitement from our employees. They were happy because a lot of uncertainty there, and they also echoed that. They could sense the relief upon the customers coming in.
Kentucky SNAP benefits got back to normal Saturday morning. The Ohio Department of Job and Family Services say they expect a full release of benefits in Ohio by the middle of this week.
We're looking at a cold start to your day, so make sure you're bundling up as you're beginning your Tuesday, but also bring that raincoat as rain chances are on the way throughout all of your Tuesday. Let's start off with temperatures, though, with a mixture of the 30s and 40s to begin your day. We head into the afternoon, you're going to notice a pretty big variety of temperatures, mid-60s for our more southern counties and mid-50s for our northern counties, as rain chances will be sticking around our northern counties for most of the daytime hours. However, everyone will see chances for storms later this afternoon, continuing through the evening and overnight hours, and completely clearing by the time we're heading into your Wednesday morning. Neely.
All right, Megan, thank you. And thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Imagine getting hundreds of dollars in bills for tolls or traffic camera tickets from another state, but your car was never there. We'll have those details.